The local dailies. The Untouchables is the main headline on the front page of the Standard this morning. Fraud Aden Duale has built a career thriving on controversy and is now presiding over a ministry mired in ghost hospitals and fraudulent payouts. The Social Health Authority Chairman Abdi Mohammed is equally at the center of a multi-billion shilling scam, with MPs linking him to phantom facilities and shady payments. Together, the two epitomize a culture of impunity where public outrage never translates into accountability. Even as lawmakers demand their resignations, the duo stand insulated by proximity to power, unshaken and unrepentant. Do you know he responded to this newspaper?
Yes, in fact, he has tweeted and used this front page of the Standard on his Twitter page. And curiously, the president yesterday talked about corruption again and said SHA has to work. It is part of the discussions we'll be having. He said it has to work. Yeah. Those systems are working. But it's clearly fraud. And there's attempts to defraud the fund. So the president said they will arrest them and they'll make sure they go to court. But who are these? If at all, this paper can actually point out and say, who are you? Kuna kitu amefanya. Si basi mtu, at least we see mtu mmoja amekuwa arrested. He said the same thing about MPs, that MPs are corrupt and they will be arrested.
According to Kitutu Chache South Member of Parliament, that is Anthony Kibagendi, he says, we now demand the resignation of CS Aden Duale and chairman of SHA. We also want a commission of inquiry into SHA within 48 hours. If this is not done, they will call on all Kenyans to act. How? They say this level of impunity and theft cannot go unchallenged.
Now that's the problem with MPs. They're asking Kenyans to act. They have all the power to summon this CS. Yes. They have all the powers to actually conduct a probe or institute an inquiry if they want to. Why not go ahead?
The CS said that CEO SHA had already left Ladnan Hospital, which was his. So he's not associated. There's no conflict of interest.
Why shouldn't we allow an independent inquiry to actually clear that up and say that there is no connection between this gentleman and that hospital? Why don't we just do that? Why should the CS come and defend this person? Is it his role to defend the chairperson?
Of SHA?
Yeah.
Duale is one of a kind. His response to this, let's just highlight that as well. He said the Standard Gutter Press has now embarked on a retrogressive ethnic profiling. My advice is for chair and shareholders to pay their staff salaries that is due for last 12 months.
And deflecting.
He says the Kenya healthcare delivery is undergoing a major transformation under UHC that is accessible, affordable, equity and quality healthcare for the people, period. Akasema period.
He has not addressed the issue, the questions being asked.
Yes.
He has not addressed. He's talking about this media house not paying salaries. That has nothing to do with SHA. He's talking about tribalism because both him and the chairperson of SHA come from the same region. That has nothing to do with SHA. He still hasn't addressed the issue. Bwana CS, I know you don't like journalists, but hey, you will need to answer.
Fred.
You will need to answer a few questions. Kwani ni ukweli tu.
All right, other stories given prominence on the front page of the Standard. Drama's police block Oruoba and former nominated senator's efforts to gain access to the Senate to present her reinstatement papers following a court ruling hit a dead end after a confrontation with the police who dragged her away. Yesterday, it was messy. Hiyo picha hapo.
Lakini anapenda drama.
Haikai mzuri hiyo picha hapo mbele. Surely. All right, it looks like the Chan Trophy was also there as well. Other stories here, impeachment motion, a political conspiracy to oust me, says Mutai, and Kericho governor accuses MCAs and speakers of malice in their second impeachment bid. And the Senate to first determine if 2/3 threshold was met before proceeding with hearings.
Hapa page 3 ndio nataka tuseme. Ruto says he will prosecute individuals and hospitals behind SHA millions. He broke his silence yesterday on the Social Health Authority scandal, warning that stern action will be taken against hospitals and individuals implicated in the heist. He said the same thing about MPs, that they will be arrested. He won't bother with shaming them. He'll just arrest them. We need some action.
Biashara.
We just need some action. We've seen 3 years where the ODPP has just been withdrawing cases, high-profile corruption cases, top government officials. Arresting should go beyond this. Yes.
Shai imekuja kusema chonjo. Let me take over from here after NHIF. And they say Duale on page 4, Ruto man with a knack for stalking storms in plum dockets. They called him once the Ruto blue-eyed boy. Calls mount for CS to resign over Shah scam. Here at the center of this is the Rural and Urban Private Hospitals Association chairman, that is Brian Lishenga. They still make mention of Katiba at 15 this week. I think we're celebrating Katiba at 15, and Kenya marks 15 years of supreme law amid gender parity challenge. You know, Hans yesterday said that Kenya is too small for 47 counties, and Raila Odinga said the same.
Well, that is a big discussion. I think it is a subject of the next paper. We'll be looking at that. Pale Yuma Chan, of course, in anticipation of kuna millions mob. 452 million bob is the amount of money that Chan 2024 champions will pocket this coming Saturday. So will it be Morocco or Madagascar? The third place playoff will be played at Nambole Stadium in Kampala. That's Sudan versus Senegal. That's the standard. Daily Nation, new bid to amend the constitution. Yes, yesterday there was a special event at the KICC to celebrate 15 years anniversary of the Constitution. Now, on the 15th anniversary of this Constitution, politicians revived the campaign to amend the Charter, rekindling previous failed attempts, including one fronted by the former government, that's the BBI, that was scuttled by the Supreme Court. Sai kuna NADCO, na Raila anakuja na ideas mingi. Juzi alisema even education should be fully devolved to the counties. Sasa amesema tena counties ni mingi sana.
Yeah.
But now he suggested a third tier of government. So you have the 47 counties, then you have regional blocks, like 8 of them, then you have the national government. So you have a 3-tier government. So alikuwa nasema, hizo ni mingi sana, hizo ni ndogo. Nafaa tukuwe na ingine kubwa kiasi, about 8.
Okay.
I'm telling you, a very lovely photo there of children aged 15 years, a symbolic representation of the Constitution enacted in 2010. Hawa wajui hiyo mambo ya kitambo. Hawa wanaona tu hii. All right, so Raila Odinga appears to have directed now that discussion about amending the Constitution to matters devolution. Should we get a third tier of government? Yes?
Did he say to 13 counties? From 47 to 13?
No. He just talked about a third tier of government. He just said it's such a small space to have 47 counties. Right, so that's the main story there. On the back page of this paper, the might of Morocco versus the dream of Madagascar. Oh, what a final matchup. And we're just hoping that Kenyans will show up at the Kasarani Stadium for the finals. Because the game that was played in Tanzania for the semi-finals, kulikuwa na watu watatu kwa stadium.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So come this Sunday, hopefully there'll be
Will they though? Wakenya wamekasirika
at the stadium. All right, that's a Daily Nation. Let's move on to the next paper.
People Daily, how opposition strongholds are rising, and they're here on the front page. Rigathi Gachagua, Kalonzo Musyoka, Eugene Wamalwa, Martha Karua, Fred Matiang'i, and Mithika Linturi. Kuna mwingine amewajoin lakini hatuwaoni hapa. Boniface Mwangi.
Huyo hayuko hiyo United Opposition. Nearly launched 2 presidential bids.
Ako kivyake, independent candidate.
Independent.
All right. 22.1 million to 27.8 million Kenya's voter roll expected to rise from that number in 2022 to nearly 27.8 million by 2027. They see a projected number of Luo, Kalenjins, Maasai, Somali, Coastal and Indian voters that coalition could yield 14.1 million votes, surpassing the imagined.
I know that's what we do. We break it down by communities, but it sounds so awkward having it on the front page. We're saying Luos, Kalenjin, and Maasai and Somalis will be this number
together.
Yeah, I think this is what we're trying to get away from.
Yeah.
If you talk to Gen Zs, they don't want to listen to this. Yeah. So even the media, I think we should follow suit. But then again, it's a practical way of looking at it. But should we be perpetrating the same message? People Daily.
Wamesema coalition of cousins. This story is on page 5 of this newspaper. Duale Robe in battle for control of northern Kenya votes. That story is on page 8. And on the top strip, old wine, new bottle, Ruto using old Moi tactics to rule. That story is a special feature on page 4. That's the People Daily.
Right. The Star, fresh, independent, different, and it's definitely different. Not talking about anything political here as a main headline. They talk about shake-up, new law paves way for NSC listing of parastatals. KAA, KPA, Kenya Railways to join KPC in public offer. Remember this, there was a motion in Parliament, a bill for privatizing KPC. Lakini ilikuja ile wakati MPs walikuwa wamekasirika that president had called them corrupt. They had to withdraw because if they had debated, that bill would have been defeated. Walikuwa wamesema we are dropping it today. Yes. So the speaker withdrew it. They went on recess. Probably it will be reintroduced after they calm down. MPs demand resignation of CS Duale over Shah scandal is another story there, but will we see anything? The president has also said people will be arrested. Nothing. At least matters opposition politics and the race for 2027 still featuring on the front page. Opposition and Ruto marshal forces for 2027 showdown. Iko mbali. Elections at Tanzania go in 2 months. The Uganda they're in like 4 or 5 months. Let's bother with those ones. 2027 I feel is a bit too far. It's almost 2 years away. Yes, that's a Star. Na pale nyuma McCarthy's choice. Now Ben McCarthy, Harambee Stars coach, is focusing on the World Cup qualifiers. So Coach Benny McCarthy has unveiled a star-studded 23-man squad. I mean, it's 33. Let me see this. 23-man Harambee Stars squad for the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers, blending youth and experience. I think we should be focusing on this because it's coming sooner than the elections. That's the Star. Fresh, independent, different.
All right. Taifa Leo, Mpasuko wanukia ODM, and they just oppose it with Kenya Moja. Wanachama ODM walioashiria kutoridhishwa na maamuzi ya chama, Edwin Sifuna, Timothy Bosire, Dadho Godhana, Babu Owino na Caleb Amisi. Nsema chama cha ODM kinachoongozwa na Raila Odinga kinaendelea kuyumba huku kikikaribia kuadhimisha miaka 20 tangu kianzishwe, na wakati huo kikijiandaa kwa uchaguzi mkuu wa mwaka 2027. Gavana Dadho aliyechaguliwa kwa chama hicho ni wa hivi karibuni zaidi kukitelekeza. The story is on page 2. Trump sasa arushia India mzigo mzito. Vidokezo vingine katika ukurasa wa mbele wa gazeti hili. Ushuru wa USA kwa bidhaa kutoka India waanza kutekelezwa. Hofu kuhusu fidia ya bomba Lamu, na wakazi wa Lamu waliotarajia kupokea mamilioni ya fidia watamauka. Watumia mamilioni kunasa Trump. Anasema kwamba wanasiasa wakuu wanaomezea urais watumia pesa nyingi kuvutia Amerika. On the top strip, wabunge wataka Duale nje. Wamempa waziri wa afya Duale makataa ya saa 48 kujiuzulu. Masala ya spoti pale soko la wachezaji la noga. Makataa ya kuuza na kusajili wachezaji Uingereza ni Jumatatu. Gazeti la Taifa Leo.
All right, finally, Business Daily, how Kenya pipeline auction will fuel half a trillion shillings, yes? 500 billion shillings. NSC gains. The CMA tips boss to reach 3 trillion shilling mark on IPO. The Treasury is seeking 100 billion shillings from sale of stake in KPC, which is still a subject of parliamentary proceedings. The capital markets regulator is forecasting that the sale of a 65% stake in Kenya Pipeline Company through an initial public offering will fuel an estimated 500 billion shillings gain in the market value of the Nairobi Securities Exchange. The other story given prominence here, KRA removes manual tax filing for salaried workers. Wanasema naita wagusa wengi. Wanasema sasa KRA has spared salaried workers from having to file annual tax returns manually following integration of its internal systems, easing the compliance headache. On the ticker, underwriter profits hit by 28 billion shilling surge. KQ share price down 20% after posting half-year loss. Walirudi kwa losses tena. After posting a big profit, Sunny lost tena. And finally, Eurobond yields dip after rating upgrade. That's Matters Business on the Business Daily.
State of the Nation.
State of the Nation, Wilson Sosion, Dr. Peter Mbai, and Zakaria Baraza will be in studio in a few minutes' time. Do stand by for that.
Tuangalie caricature sasa.